Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. Cheers to y'all. Now, we had fun on the live stream, but this is my shit right here. The thing I noticed after every major fight, you have an influx of casual fans who we've never seen their names, faces, profile pictures, and all of a sudden they just show up talking crazy. So we do our, we got to get our money, talk about it while it's hot. However, this what I like, when it's nice and quaint, new media, Ego's Army, the regular people, the real boxing fans. So we could break it down, because it's a lot of dumb shit, bro. So this is my shit. Listen, I'm going to give my thoughts on Canelo Jacobs again, now that it's slowed down. The drunk people are in the club somewhere, sleeping, macking on the chick, whatever. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the fight, because it gets kind of hectic, immediately after the fight. We had over 1,400 people in the chat. So, we can't police all that. Even with my shooter, I got the best shooters in boxing. But we can't police everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm going to talk about it, answer questions. Now, let me give you a little bit of background about me. I wasn't born yesterday. I've been coming to sport for a while. I don't need DAZN commentary or any other commentary crew to tell me what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, this is what I notice in boxing. Emotion, passion, and when you mix the two, a lot of times, oftentimes, you don't get logic. So I'm here to talk about Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs and give you logic, because some people were like mind blown and run into other channels and say, hey, oh, Ego said Jacobs won, a bunch of shit. Bro, that's not, you have to, if you're going to quote me correctly. I said it was a drawish type of fight, but Jacobs seemed fresher at the end of the fight. He seemed fresher, which he did. I still believe that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take a piece of what I said and flip the context of what I said. What's up, Ego? What's good, Ego? It's been a privilege to hear your opinions on the game, bro. Much respect. Shout out to Cesar Guzman. Listen, thank you. I appreciate you. My thing is this. I think the fight, if we're really being real, and that's what we're going to do. Not that I am not being real in the other streams, but, let's talk about it. Canelo Jacobs, for me, I expected more from both. They both had moments. They both tried, but I thought the fight in itself would live up. Like, to me, this fight, Wilder Fury, for example, for a pay-per-view, was better suited. The style matchup had some complications, and that's what we're going to talk about. But I expected a little bit more from really both fighters. I think there's both things that they did good, but then there's also issues that prevented, like a tour de force performance for both guys. So again, if you're a Radical Man fan and you don't want to hear nothing, constructive criticism about anyone, this is not the channel for you, because I'm here for objective, real-life boxing talk. Shout out to TJ Wilkins. I've been hearing conflicting reports on this fight. Bro, that's why I had to wait for it to slow down, chill out. Because we had like 1,400 people in the stream. Like I said, every time after a major fight, you got people like, oh, fuck you, you're biased, and it's just too much going on. So, you just chill. I made my money. Cool. Now we're going to talk about it with the Ego's Army. Now we can police it. We got shooters. It's easier to police with less people. So this, the thing is, like I said, you mix emotion and passion, especially alcohol, you get a lot of lunacy in this boxing game. I'm giving you my uncut thoughts, as always, what I seen in the game. I'm not mad if you had Canelo winning. I'm not mad if you thought it was a draw. I'm not mad if you had Jacobs winning. But I can't explain my thoughts as to why. First of all, me saying what I'm saying, I'm giving you the objective look. I don't have no horse in the race or whatever. You know, people always say stupid shit. Oh, you're mad. What am I mad for? This is one of my biggest, most lucrative fight weeks that we've had in a minute. So I'm not mad. It was a close fight. To be honest, they both did some good stuff, but they both could have been better in certain areas. That's the reality of it. Like I said, if you want DAZN or Sky Sports or somebody else's commentary, go to them. I'm telling you what I seen. The reason, like I said, I said this is drawish, let's look at the rounds. See, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people in this game where they don't really know boxing. They don't even know what you're supposed to score. They don't know effective aggression. They don't know defense. They don't know ring generals. They don't even know what the scoring criteria is, let alone do they actually score. When I watch fights, I'm actually scoring either in my head, which I've been doing that for a while, or I'm actually doing a written score. These motherfuckers, you ask them, hey, what round you give Canelo? They won't know. All right, Alfredo Ramos. He says, you're crazy, bro. LOL, Canelo is on another level. So what did I say that was crazy? You're in the hot seat. So what did I say? What did I say that was crazy? We got our first hot seat. Everybody grab your popcorn. I barely even started. I haven't even broke down the fight. So please tell me what I said that was crazy. Bro, he almost caught one. He almost caught one. Y'all got to stop that little, because anybody can get it. Because like I said, we could police this comment section. I just left a good comment on the last live stream comment section. These Canelo sheep saying some crazy shit. I'm a big fan of Canelo, but the fight was close. Exactly. This is my thing. I don't have all the rounds memorized, but I'm pretty good. I've been doing this for a while. Pretty good. The first round, I gave it to Danny Jacobs. See, you got to be able to tune out the DAZN commentary, Sky Sports, or whoever you're watching, and just watch the fight. The first round was kind of a filler round. Jacobs was jabbing and stuff. I would say he landed more punches. Canelo's moving, trying to get in position. Wasn't too much happening, right? So I gave the first round to Jacobs. I believe the second round I gave to Canelo. So that's 1-1. The third round, guess what? I gave that to Jacobs, right? And then Canelo took off probably rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. So at that point, it would be Canelo had round 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, something right around there, right? But then round 8, 9, Jacobs won some consecutive rounds right there, like 8, 9, 10, and then 11 was real close, and then the 12th was. So it was, to me, this was like a 7-5 type of fight for either way. But once again, just like the Tyson Fury versus Wilder fight, these motherfuckers don't score, don't know how to score. So when I say this stuff, guess what? They say, oh, you're full of shit. You're so biased. What's your scorecard? What round did you give? Because just look at it. If Jacobs won round 1, round 3, and then didn't win any other rounds, which is, because Canelo was getting off and looking sharp, didn't win any other rounds until about round 8, right? That's 8, 9, 10. That's already 5 rounds. Then, depending on how you had 11 and how you had 12, which, some of these are swing rounds. Get what I'm saying? It's a 12-round fight. But once again, these motherfuckers don't know boxing. So they go off of how they feel. I'm not doing that. I'm not going off of how I feel. Some of these people had Canelo 7-0. Where? How did he win the first 7 rounds? That's what I'm saying. They don't even insightfully break this stuff down. It's just, 7 rounds. Canelo, this is the thing. Canelo looked sharp early, but Jacobs was doing enough to partially block and to be responsible defensively. That's what made this fight probably not as action-packed as we thought, because neither Canelo or Jacobs was able to authoritatively land flush. Like if you watch Canelo versus El Perro Angulo, Canelo from round 1 through most of the fight was beating the shit out of Angulo because he has no defense. So he was just, a heavy bag. He was just a sitting duck. Jacobs was like blue. He was walking and, like he would dodge a shot and then just walk a lap, and then Canelo had to like try to catch up to him, try to cut off the ring on him. So it was a tactical fight. Canelo was like bow, trying to jab, and then Jacobs was since he's so tall and long, he was getting out of the way of it. Some of this shit was not really landing. But see, again, to the untrained eye, if you don't have a keen eye, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're giving credit to Canelo for the effort. Canelo, when he throws with conviction. He's like putting some torque into it. But if you watch it, DAZN got the highlights. I can't play them for copyright reasons. I really wish I could do film studies. But DAZN got the highlights. Just watch that highlight thing, and that kind of tells you the story. Neither one of them were hitting each other too flush anyway. Canelo landed some good flush body shots early, but some of the shit he was landing was partial. He wasn't really connecting like bow, just chin checking. He had no knockdowns, so that made it easy. Neither guy had knockdowns, But once again, these motherfuckers, they're man fans. So all they want to hear is, Canelo's the Lord and Savior, no matter what. Juan Manuel Marquez, he said Jacobs won. He said it could have went either way, but he had Jacobs winning. Mexican legend. I say, hey, it was a close fight. Could have been drawish. Jacobs look a bit fresher, but I'm not mad if you had Canelo winning, and that's a problem. These dudes don't even score fight. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'll body each and every one of them. If we had like, I wish YouTube platform allow for you to watch the fight, and we put a 10,000, 100,000 up, and you watch the fight and I watch the fight, and then we read their bullshit scorecard. These motherfuckers will have Canelo 9 rounds to 1 or something stupid, which wasn't an indication of the fight. In fact, here's another fun fact from what I seen. Danny Jacobs in the 9th round, it was about 52 seconds in the fight. They showed this even on the DAZN highlights. He hit Canelo with perhaps the flushest punch of the fight. Canelo threw something and he whap, and Canelo has a chin, so he ate the shit. But we could tell that, had an effect because Canelo previously had been doing good in that round. He was letting off some combo, and that caught his attention, and he slowed up. That was probably the best punch of the whole fight. Shout out to Canelo's chin for that, because he ate this shit. Just because a fighter doesn't react and be acting like Amir Khan doesn't have a great chin. We've already known that. Block Richard Franco. I'm not here for it. Marquez is a hater, bro. Bro, if anyone says anything, you see, listen, we don't do this on new media. If you're calling me a hater, you're calling Marquez a hater, you have an obligation to say that comment, but let us know what we hated on. You don't want to admit that Canelo was in a competitive fight. You just want people to say, oh, Canelo looks spectacular, best fight ever. In fact, this was no Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. That fight was easy to score. Mikey didn't win a fucking round. This was nothing like that. So no matter how you try to build it up, it just wasn't that. Neither guy could hit the other person flush throughout majority of this fight. Canelo looked sharp, and people gave him credit for the effort. His defense looked good. He was, dodging some shots and stuff like that. But at the same time, Danny Jacobs, his defense wasn't too shabby either. And him being the taller, longer person, he would deflect that. Canelo's short arms couldn't get. He was having trouble closing the proximity and finding the range too. So Canelo would just go watch the highlight. DAZN got the highlights right now. You could watch it and see the same thing. The highlights are boring as fuck. But in the haters' minds, they say I'm hating, but they won't admit to what we really seen. They both was missing each other. Neither one of it. That's why it wasn't. That's why. That's why you watch Canelo and Jacobs. It was probably more action, because Triple G don't have a defense. You know what I'm saying? So he's there, kind of there to be hit. Danny Jacobs, his defense wasn't shabby. You know, they weren't hitting each other like super flush. Jacobs might have got high. Canelo. Let's say Canelo tried for 3 punches. Jacobs blocked 2 of them or 1.5 or some shit. It wasn't like we see. If you watch Canelo and Angulo was getting he was getting hit with flush 2 pieces and shit. We didn't really see that in this fight from either guy. That's why I said I kind of expected more. You expected more, like somebody to show more separation. And that's my honest opinion. They both were like cautious and tactical and missing. Canelo, when his energy was higher earlier, he was looking pretty sharp because, he's ripping some body shots. He was trying to jab. I respect Canelo's game. Like his composure is second to none. Like considering that he's under 30 and stuff, he came out and he was walking down the bigger person. He was walking down the bigger person. So I respect him. He did early. He did the best work. Yeah, but it was more of a chess match. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like any type of slugfest or like it wasn't really much flush stuff to record. Like I said, name a punch in any round that landed more flush than Jacobs at about the 50-second mark in round 9. Name anything that Canelo landed on Jacobs that had him like that, where he just ate the whole shit and his whole head exorcist. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even that type of fight. This was a tactical, high speed, I don't want to lose my belt type of fight. And people saying, oh, Canelo's the champion, you got to do more. They both were champions, so that's bullshit. You don't have to do more. All you have to do is be responsible, be objective, and score the fight. Like I said, Canelo started off and he was looking sharp. He was looking sweet. Had he been able to look a bit sharper round 8, 9, 10, around there, right around that area, then this would be a flawless performance. But the fact is, Canelo has stamina issues. I don't give a fuck what you, him, or her say. That's what I see. Canelo has stamina issues. This is not the first time. The Austin Trout fight, he seems to taper off. They had the open scoring bullshit, so he tapered off. He wasn't as aggressive in some of them other rounds that he was in the first. Now, don't get it twisted. Canelo's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. Canelo has a chin. Canelo has heart. And he showed you that because he looked dog tired. And in rounds 11 and 12, especially 12, he was still trying to throw punches. Canelo ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying nothing like that. But it wasn't even that type of fight that y'all are making it. People are acting like this was some Spence versus Mikey Garcia shit. And it really wasn't. This was, he said it was a safe fight, I think. Yeah, bro, it was a fight where you had 2 talented technical people and it was a chess match. No one really went out of their way to, commit. And then, for Jacob's part, this is what he block smoke weed every day. Block smoke, thank you. For Jacob's part, where he needed to improve. See, listen, old media, I'm gonna keep saying this so when the shooter just blast him, you'll know why. If what I'm saying is false and you disagree, no biggie, no problem. But you better tell us what you disagree with. Don't just say shut the fuck up or you're an idiot. Tell me what you disagree with. Tell me your scorecard. That's what they won't do. I told you, new media is the new drip, is the new wave. They are so used to just being able to come into these comment sections, flood the comment section with, oh, you're biased, you're racist, fuck you, the black channels, fuck you, Canelo won, ha ha ha, shut up, and all this extra shit with no explanation. We're not here for none of that. What we are here to do is talk boxing. If you want to talk boxing, cool. If not, get the fuck up out of here. We're here to talk boxing. So don't just say shut the fuck up. Ha 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 ha. Say shut the fuck up. You're wrong. Here's why. That's what they never do. So as long as they never do that, then I'm just gonna feel what I'm saying has some validity to it until someone mans up or woman's up, becomes an adult, has an intelligent conversation, and explains their side. If you think Jacobs got smashed and lost every single round, please explain that. That's what they won't do. They'll say, ha ha ha, you're a bitch. Shut the fuck up. You're stupid. The black channels, Canelo won, ha ha ha, tee hee hee, ho ho ho. But what they won't do is have intelligent dialogue. We not here for the kid games. We here for the dialogue. If you have a better outlook, I would love to hear it. Period. Anyway, this was a tactical fight. That's the bottom line. You know, Canelo doesn't just inherently get rounds because he's Canelo. The first round, he didn't really do shit. See, y'all did the same shit with Tyson Fury. Remember when I said the fight was a draw to me with the 2 knockdowns? And they did the same thing. Oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. Ha, ha, ha. But listen to what I'm saying. The first couple rounds, Tyson Fury was, doing this shit. He wasn't even destroying. Put it this way. I haven't even seen this, but mark my words. I promise you, the amount of power punches that Canelo and Triple G, or whatever his name is, Jacobs and Canelo landed, the amount of jabs, they're probably not going to be that far off because Canelo didn't dominate. But then you look at a fight like Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, I promise you, the punch stats are going to look crazy. That's what you guys aren't getting. If men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The Canelo Jacobs stats, I guarantee you, the amount thrown and landed is not going to heavily favor Canelo like you. But when you get to the upper echelon of elite like Floyd Mayweather, go look at the stats for Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo. Go look at the stats for Floyd Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero. He's dominating the charts. He's dominating the stats because Robert Guerrero couldn't fuck with him. Mayweather's defense, he wasn't getting hit. Canelo did great, started great, but he tapered off, which is something he has to fix, or maybe he can't fix. I don't know. But his stamina needs work. It really does. Now, for Jacobs, his thing is this. He's the taller fighter. He's the one that skipped out on the same day weigh-in. All right, hot seat. David Aguilar. He said, I don't know about that. What don't you know about? You're in the hot seat. This how we doing them all 2019. I promise you, I got time. Today I got time, cuz. So what don't you know about? Let's talk about it. Look at the names, faces, and profile pictures of the people doing the most hating. So what don't you know about? Let's clear it up right now. I want all the smoke. What don't you know about? I'm responding to Icy. Bro, next time, I'm not going to show no mercy. If y'all don't put at Icy or whoever the fuck y'all talking to, anybody get in the hot seat, bro. I'm not capping. Like, y'all got to start putting the at symbol. Because everything is directed to me. If it don't have no name, the bullet ain't got no name on it, then I'm thinking it's talking to me. I don't know these little sidebar conversations, so y'all need to start referencing, oh, Icy, hey, TJ Wilkins, blah, blah, blah. If y'all don't do that, y'all fair game. We ain't showing no mercy. Anyway, the bottom line is this. It was a tactical fight. Both guys were trying to jockey for position. For Daniel Jacobs, his part, what he could have done better is he missed the weigh-in, the same day weigh-in, or purposely came in heavy, and you were letting the smaller person back you up in them early rounds. That was a no-no. He was off to a slow start, and he was like missing, and he was letting Canelo walk him down and gain confidence for a time. But then when Canelo started to naturally flatten and slow down, Jacobs kind of came on. So basically, Canelo having that kryptonite is giving people an advantage, because the exact same thing happened with Canelo and Golovkin. Canelo was beating Golovkin's ass in the second fight. doing, and the first fight. He was doing really good in the first 3 rounds or so in the first fight of Golovkin. And in the second fight, he switched up the approach, but he couldn't keep up that pace. So by the end of the fight, Golovkin had his best rounds. Round 8, 9, and 10, 11. It's right around the same time. This is a recurring issue with Canelo. I'm telling y'all. Tell me this just didn't happen with the Canelo Golovkin too. Tell me. I want to hear somebody. Tell me that didn't happen in the second Golovkin fight. Canelo was doing Mexican style and walking Golovkin down, and Golovkin had no block. Alejandro Ariano. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Bow. I don't think Canelo won easily against Triple G fight or Jacobs. Exactly. But the same thing happened. Canelo was looking bomb versus Golovkin in the second fight. Walking him down, same thing. Triple G had no answer. But his kryptonite is he gets that halfway mark and he can't operate at that fucking pace. I'm telling you. Something about that pace, like maybe he's putting too much energy into the punches and he's trying to look too good early. I don't know. But he always has this fatigue stamina issues. Now, against a lesser opponent, they probably, like Angulo or something, they can't really capitalize on it. But against the elite, the Triple G's and the Jacobs, it's showing more. It's just what it is. For example, Errol Spence was hit. Mikey's tough. Mikey's durable. Mikey wasn't really going nowhere. And I know Errol Spence was getting somewhat tired. He threw a lot of punches. He had Mikey hurt in the 9th round and tried to get him out of there, or the 8th round, one of them two, right? But he had enough in the tank, so his last, round 10, 11, 12 didn't look like shit. You get what I'm saying? Canelo is putting on a phenomenal masterclass. He was outboxing the bigger boxer. He was making the tall guy seem small, right? Then out of nowhere, he starts losing a lot of ebb and flow and momentum in the midway point of the fight. I'm telling y'all. I don't know how I'm the only one that sees this. That's something he has to work out. It's a mentality. It's a stamina. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the 9th round, Errol Spence almost had Mikey out of there. And I know he was tired because Mikey didn't get knocked down, didn't go anywhere. And Errol Spence still pulled it together to, close the last, he didn't lose 10, 11, and 12. Canelo the rounds he won early, he was looking pretty good. He's looking real sharp and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, he just flattens. And he looked wilted. He started getting, started being wild and stuff. I'm telling you, that's not Mayweather. You don't see that with Mayweather. You don't see that with Mayweather. Block epic popsicle. All right, Thomas A. He says, you sound like a hater. Canelo is not one of my favorite. Okay, what did I say to hate on Canelo that you disagree with? We got another hot seat. I'm going to do this all day. This is my job. You sound like I'm going to make these motherfuckers stay true to what they say. So Thomas A says, you sound like a hater. Canelo is not my favorite fighter, which is some bullshit. This is like when they say, I'm black too, by the way. You don't even have to tell me Canelo's your favorite fighter or not. But he does fight high level competition and does well. Okay, so what did I say that you disagree with? Name something that I said. Thomas A. A for asshole. Bro, I'm destroying all of these dudes one by one. I got time for this. This is what I do. No, I was speaking to Ray Jones. Block him. Bro, I just told y'all. Block him. Block him for Ray Jones. I told you, if you guys don't add the people, you all getting blocked. I'll block everybody if that's the case. Because I don't believe you guys. I think you guys are cop and plea when you get called out. So I'm not even taking that. Listen, new rule. If you guys are having these little piddly ass arguments while I'm trying to run the show, and you don't take the 2 seconds to actually at and respond to whoever you're talking to, then you guys all getting clapped, bro. I'll have 2 people in this chat before I allow that to happen. We're not here for no type of distractions, bro. And I think they be capping. I think they be taking shots at me, and then when they get called out, they don't want that work in the hot seat. So then they'll, I was talking to someone else. He was disagreeing with me, Ego. I don't care. Everybody's getting blocked. Bro, you guys are distracting. You guys keep arguing, having these internal arguments. I told you. That's cool. Keep that shit to y'all, but put who you're putting. It's you guys can put these long ass paragraphs arguing at each other's throats, but you can't take the 2 seconds to say at Ray Ray. At Ray Ray, you're tripping. At Johnny Boy. At John Doe. That's y'all fault. Mario Torres. I don't agree with you calling it a draw. I think Canelo clearly got the W by 2 rounds at least. There's no at least to it. What's your scorecard? What rounds did you give to Canelo? I told you. Watch this. Mario Torres. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. So what rounds did you give Canelo? See, they always jump bad. I got so much to say. Let's see it. So Mario Torres, what rounds did you give to Canelo? You talking about I gave it to him by 2 rounds at least. Either you gave it by 2 rounds or you didn't. So what rounds did you give Canelo? The Vampire Stream. James Souza bodying you. Okay, you gave Canelo rounds 2 through 7 and the 12th round. So that, bro, that's not even different from my scorecard, really. I just told you. I said I gave Canelo. I said I said I gave Canelo round 2, 3. That's almost the identical of my scorecard. I said in the early round, it wasn't much going on. I gave Danny Jacobs round 1 and 3. And then I gave Canelo probably 12. I got to watch 11 again. So a draw is 6 and 6 out of a 12-round fight. What you have is a 7-round fight. So we disagree on 1 round. And you talking about you disagree with me. Y'all sound pathetic, bro. Y'all don't even know how to add. So me and you disagree. So you gave Canelo rounds 2 through 7, and I think Daniel Jacobs won round 3. So that's what we're arguing for, over 1 round. So it's obviously not that far off. It's not. How's that far off? And you gave Canelo rounds 2 through 7 straight. I'd have to watch each and every one of them just to make sure. These dudes don't even check to see what they say if it makes sense. I don't agree that you had it a draw, but I gave Canelo 7 rounds. Okay, so we're arguing over 1 round then. That's what that breaks down to. Bro, so how could you knock me for saying it's a draw? You're in the hot seat, bro. I can't deal with this. You're knocking me for saying I think it could have been a draw, but you gave it 7-5 for Canelo, which is the difference of 1 round. What's the big difference? So you gave Canelo round 3, let's say, and I thought Jacobs cleared that round, which made it a draw. So I don't understand how's that winning easily? Block Giovanni Romero. We just gonna do them like that. They see, bro, these dudes, this is what they try to do. They wait till I get in a hot seat and then they try to gang up. Tell me what rounds that you gave Canelo. He said Canelo easily won, no draw, bro. He could put all this, but he can't put the rounds he won. I told you. We'll see who talks the most sense. So, Mario Torres, you gave Canelo the fight by 1 more round than I did. I said it could have been a draw. So how is it I'm out of my league, or what I'm saying is unreasonable, and we only differ by 1 round? So how is what I'm saying crazy, but you gave Canelo rounds 2 through 7? These are the guys that only watch the highlights, bro. I could tell. So explain that. This, like I said, just like Wilder Fury. See, these dudes don't think what they're saying through. They tell me I'm tripping, and then when you get down to what they're claiming, and it's not even that crazy. Block Epic Popsicle. Block him. We already blocked him and he came back. We don't care. We don't need your suggestions. Okay, block Mario Torres. He says, because I saw Canelo winning the fight and you don't. Bro, that doesn't make sense. I said, what's the difference? Like, just get rid of these dudes. What they're saying is, he says, because I saw Canelo winning the fight and you don't. Bro, you're not answering the question. They can't see. That's what I'm saying. More of old media will get exposed once you actually press them. If you see, it's just like a bully don't like to get bullied. If you actually stand at a bully, say, give me your fucking lunch, give me your lunch money, and you say, nah, I'm hungry, I'm not giving you my lunch today, then they're like, oh, what? Give me the fucking lunch. And you're like, nah, you're gonna have to take it from me. And then they don't know what to do. That's exactly when you pull these facts out when you're talking about boxing, they don't know. Block Emmanuel Zalate. We just blocked him. He came back. Block him again. Block him again. See, they cannot explain what they're saying. They rather say, oh, you're a hater, you're delusional, you suck, blah, blah, blah. But they won't give you rounds. They won't break it down like I'm doing. You gave Canelo rounds 2 through 7. I got to watch that shit back. Because round 3, if memory serves correctly, I gave that to Jacobs. What did Canelo do in the 3rd round? Name something crazy. Like, what did he do? What was he doing so crazy? That's what I'm saying. They be saying, oh, you're biased and you're this and that. But then when they come back down to it, they can't even explain what they're saying. That's the reality of it. They do all this hooting and hollering. And then when you press them and ask, okay, what rounds you give them? Oh, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It sounds crazy. Oh, ego. He said the fight could have been a draw until you start listening to their card. Oh, I gave Canelo rounds 1 through 11. No shit. Okay, of course it's not a draw if that's how you scored it. Block Edwin Tapia. We gonna keep blocking them. Listen, for me, I'm not perfect. I'll watch the fight again. But these dudes just be coming saying I'm wrong time and time again, and they didn't even score the fight. So what are we talking about? So I'm going off of what I seen in the fight. You're going off of what you feel. Because you feel Canelo was so exciting. We're not really looking at the, like I said, there's punches where Jacobs was blocking the punches. And see, this is the other thing. There are some round 12. I'm going to watch that. Round 11 to 12, I got to really watch that again. That wasn't just like a 12, maybe 11. I don't think those were just guaranteed Canelo rounds. You know what I'm saying? That you guys listen to DAZN. See, the worst part about it is when you listen to other people, including myself, if you run with the logic and you don't understand the logic, then you look crazy because you stuck there trying to explain this casual shit. Okay, look at the names, faces, and the profile picture of the people doing the most hating. Rodolfo Alvarez says, bruh, a draw sounds ridiculous. Canelo clearly dominated the fight. Jacobs only won 3 rounds. Okay, so your last name is Alvarez. So you probably in Canelo's team or some shit, bro. Okay, so what rounds did you give Canelo? You said, bruh, a draw sounds ridiculous. Canelo dominated. So he clearly dominated. So what rounds did he clearly win? So the ball's in Rodolfo's court. This is going to be fun. So what rounds did he dominate where he won? It was like just clear as day. He then put 73 when there's 12 rounds. He don't know. That's what I'm saying. He don't he don't know what the fuck he talk. I told y'all. Damn, Eagles Army calling y'all out. I love this. These dudes, bro, they're jumping in the hot seat because they're doing it off of emotion. All I have to do is use their emotion against them. It's very simple. So how come Rodolfo Alvarez hasn't responded by now? What rounds did you give Canelo? It's a simple question. Block GI. Why? Listen, instead of telling me I'm horrible, why won't they answer the question? That's all we want. You just said Canelo clearly dominated and a draw sounds ridiculous. So what? Rodolfo, you got 10 seconds. We'll give you 10. 9 seconds. Rodolfo Alvarez, 8 seconds. Shooters, get ready. I got one. 7 seconds. What rounds did you give Canelo? Time's running short. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Adolfo Alvarez. What rounds did you give Canelo? 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Block him. All right, next person. Andrew Anderson. What rounds did you give Canelo? You said he won easily. What rounds did you give Canelo? Now he wants to answer. Block him. All right, Andrew Anderson. What rounds did you give Canelo since he easily won? See, you guys go off of other people's narrative. We're going to find out. He easily... Floyd Mayweather easily kicked the shit out of Canelo. He easily beat him. And I could tell you every round he won. Block Jam 356. We having a party. Andrew Anderson said, I didn't say he won easily. All right, scroll up. I'm going to scroll up. Andrew Anderson at 213, you said easily. Again, what fight were you watching? So what were you saying then? You said easily, what fight were you watching? At 213. I got the timestamps now. It's over for you dudes. We got the timestamps. Jay Vera, Eagle out here crying at 2:15. Block him. This is hilarious, bro. All right, Andrew Anderson. We let him off the hook. Bro, this is easy. Sparring session for Canelo. Yeah, it was a sparring session, but y'all won't tell me the rounds. That's, bro. This is bro. Look, they rather come back 1,000 times, keep saying the same thing, rather than just tell the rounds that Canelo won and dominated. Explain how that makes any sense. Listen, we represent new media. All you have to do and the funny thing is, I told you, I don't care if you had Canelo winning. It was a close fight. I'm not even mad at that. But they want to say Canelo dominated and easily won, but won't give the rounds he won. Ain't that a bitch? You're saying Canelo whooped him and killed him. And first of all, half of y'all motherfuckers said Jacobs was getting knocked out. Didn't even get knocked down. So you were way off the. So who's really off the mark? Remember, I said, what did I say in my pre-fight? I said I don't see either person getting a knockout here. All right, X Highness, what rounds you give Canelo? He said it wasn't even close. Okay, so what rounds you give Canelo? That's all we want, bro. Why do they refuse to say it? Sir Icy, shout out to you. He said this chat is a fucking war zone, bro. It don't matter. I got time. I'm well rested. This is what I do full time. X Highness, what rounds did you give Canelo? 10 seconds. You in the hot seat, dog. 9 seconds. I'm running, bro. I'm running through all these dudes. They'll say everything but what rounds they gave Canelo. This is hilarious. Okay, you gave him round 1 based on what? How did he win round 10? Bro, your scorecard's horrible. How did he win round 10? That was the round after he got hit with the big shot. He didn't do shit in that round. So how'd you give him 1 and 10? Salvador Pena. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Take them shit. He said, take them shades off. Let me see them tears. Hating ass clown. But you guys still won't tell me what rounds he won. They want me to take off these glasses and all types of shit, but they won't. They refuse. This is hilarious, bro. Okay, X Highness. No. He said he didn't come back. How did you give him round 1 and 10? What did Canelo do in round 1 and what did he do in 10? Edwin said this shit is brutal, bro. It's them versus me. Fuck it. Gladiator shit. X Highness. What did he do in round 1 and 10? Break the round down. Since you remember all the rounds he won, and he won round 1 and 10, what did he do in round 1 when the fight just started? And what did he do in 10 that you liked? You got 10 seconds. This shit is fun. X Highness, 8 seconds. You about to meet your highness, bro. 7 seconds. What did he do in round 1 and 10, bro? That's all we need. Hold on. Canelo, the body shot. Jacobs could not match up with any. Bro, block him. No. Okay, so I don't know what round you're talking about. And you said something super generic. Canelo, the body shot. Jacobs couldn't match him. Hey, bro, these dudes is wild. Bro, I gave Canelo, this off the top of my head, but I gave Canelo round 2, round 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think it was 12. 11 was, I got to watch that again. I do got to watch it. But even if he won round 11, that's 7-5. It's a 12-round fight at 7-5. I gave Jacobs round 1. I gave him round 3. And then he won consecutive rounds like 8, 9, and 10. You feel what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. It's simple math. We're breaking down rounds. And I got to look at 11 or 12 again. 12, I kind of shade that to Canelo. I got to watch round 11 again. I got to watch 11 again. 11 was close. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. So, okay, so round 1, when the fight just started, Canelo didn't just come out, bah, bah, bah. There was no knockdowns, so take that out. Round 1 was a filler round. Jacobs wasn't. Bruh, Jacobs got outboxed in round 8. Oh my God. See, I can't. I wish I could play the copyrighted clips, but bro, Canelo started to fatigue. What are you talking about? Hold on. I got the highlights pulled up. That'll get me started. Oh, I pulled it right to the scene. Hold on. Okay, Canelo's on the ropes and Jacobs is unloading right now. Canelo missed, and he blocked it. Canelo hit with him with the left hook. Jacobs was letting his hands go. Canelo's on the rope. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, that was a good uppercut from Canelo. Canelo's like in close quarters, phone booth. Block that. Block that. Jab him. Canelo, Jacobs just raked him. He hit him with an uppercut, hit him with a left hook on the ropes. Canelo's like this. Canelo caught him with a hook, though. Okay, so once again, these dudes don't know what the fuck they're talking about. He says Canelo was outboxing Jacobs in round 8. Round 8's a phone booth fight. So how is he outboxing him? I just refreshed my memory by watching it on DAZN. Round 8 was more of a war, if anything. They went to war toe-to-toe. So how is he outboxing him? That's not what you would call outboxing. I'm telling you, these dudes don't know what the fuck they talking about. He said, Jacobs was getting outboxed. Bro, you just guessing. You talking about Jacobs was getting outboxed and they were just trading. I just watched the highlights and it refreshed my memory on the round. Canelo was like this on the rounds and Jacobs letting his hands go. And then Canelo tried to get him up off him. You talking about outboxing, bro. He said that Canelo, bro, I don't care whose team is starting. I'm just telling you the fight was closer. If you had Canelo winning 7-5 or Jacobs winning 7-5, a draw, that's not out the question. I don't care who's mad. Bro, I'm not saying that, Jacobs beat his ass 10 rounds. I'm not Adelaide Bird. I'm not saying that, they hella mad at the Vampire Stream. But listen, hey, bro, there's 38 dislikes, but there's not 38 people telling me what rounds Canelo won. That's all we care about. Tell me what intelligently break down the fight. I'm ready to hear it. What rounds? And then, hey, bro, the likes. This shit is not fair for the simple fact because they be building 18 accounts. They be building 18 accounts and hitting dislike on all of them. You feel what I'm saying? So my shit just gets shot the fuck up. Bro, they have 18 accounts and they hit dislike on all of them. So of course my dislike's gonna go crazy. I still get paid though, so I ain't tripping. This shit is fun. I got this hat from a 7-Eleven. Like, bottom line is this. Mark my words. So if you hear anyone repeat and say, Ego said this. I thought the fight was drawish. I thought Jacobs looked fresher by the end of the fight. Canelo did the sharper work at the front half of the fight. He did show heart in the 12th round by being that tired and throwing punches. Canelo has a hell of a chin. Jacobs, he started off way too slow to try to beat Canelo on the cards. He let Canelo walk him down in a lot of them early rounds. As the bigger person who missed weight, he should have imposed his size. Stop letting Canelo get off first. But he turned it up some in the middle rounds. And it made for a close fight, period. But the other thing I'm saying is this. It wasn't even like Jacobs won round 8, 9, 10, 11. See, this is all over the place. And like I said, I gave Jacobs round 1. What did Canelo really do in round 1? I want to know what Canelo was doing. First of all, the thing is they were missing each other. Put it this way. Here's my thing. What was Canelo's best round in the fight? That's it. If Canelo was doing so good, what was his best round in this whole fight? 12 rounds. You guys pick. Watch this. These motherfuckers ain't better than me. They can't beat me. I promise you. What was Canelo's best round out of in this whole 1 through 12? What was the best round? Let's hear it. Tell me the round number. What was Canelo's best round in a 12-round fight? That's what I want to know. Where he just laid it down. A block capo evil. He said all of them. Get him the fuck out of here. You clearly a groupie. Go to the club and pay for Canelo's autograph and a picture. What round was Canelo's best round? No, not a multitude of rounds. Name one round that was his best round. Someone said round 13. Someone said round 13. Someone said round 5. Someone said 6. Someone said all of them. I told you they don't know boxing. I don't give a fuck who's mad. What was Canelo's best round? Block Jose Sanchez. No explanation. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Block Salvador Pena. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. What was Canelo's best round? Shooters, we getting active tonight. I'm trying to debate. Go debate your little sister. You blocked. Bow. Oh, shit. Are you sad that Jacobs lost? Block Vice's virtue. Bro, the block god has... Bro, they're not talking about anything. What was Canelo Alvarez's best round? If that's all you guys have to say, why are you guys they're trying to attack me and all types of shit? What was his best round? That's all we need to know. You see how they say everything else but the answer? Why won't they just answer the question, bro? Icy said I don't get paid enough for this shit. Bro, it's getting crazy. Somebody said dead bodies flying. This shit is funny, bro. Block Chicken and Leary, bro. I'll get him. I'm blocking all these motherfuckers, bro. I don't want them ever back. He talking about answer your own question. Yeah, I got you. Bow. Oh shit. What was Canelo's best? Why won't you guys just answer it? Like, to me, Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia, I would probably say round 9, I think it was. Round 9 was his best round. He was fucking Mikey up. So name a comparable round for that. Like, you look at Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan. What was his best round? Probably round 1 or just before the stop, before Amir Khan quit. Crawford was getting off, like round 5 or something. You get what I'm saying? Nobody could. They're saying the fight wasn't close, but they can't even tell me what Canelo's best round is, and not everyone agrees. Canelo didn't pull away like that. You know, it was a competitive fight. They're not saying nothing. All we're asking for is the answers. Oh my gosh. Ruth says Canelo dominated. What rounds, Ruth, at 2:30? What rounds you give to Canelo? Y'all don't, this ain't making me look crazy. This is making y'all look crazy. What rounds did you give Canelo? That's all we need to know. Ruth, Chris, we about to grill. He said they can't. Bro, I'm curious. Ruth, 10 seconds. What rounds did you give Canelo? Canelo dominated. Doesn't matter. He beat that monkey. Block him. What rounds did you give Canelo? And you say it doesn't matter. He beat that monkey. Seems legit. Bro, and see, you guys think this how does this make me look bad? This makes me look better. because people see you guys are full of shit. Put in this stuff. Canelo won easily 2, 3, 4, and 5. Block him. That's not even enough rounds to easily win. Who's your daddy 11? Block him. This might be epic. This might be epic. I don't know if we had more blocks than this. They coming out crazy, bro. Bro, I'm blocking everything moving. Oh shit, Icy got him. This shit is like an Atari game, like Asteroid or some shit. They coming out of nowhere with no answers though. Ego turned into Thanos confirmed. I am inevitable. Bro, I'm gonna have to snap on these motherfuckers. Bro, this is a legendary block record. Bro, I just want to know what rounds Canelo won. That's all. We don't have to. Listen. They're arguing with me. I said I don't care if you have Canelo winning 7-5. That's cool, but it was close. That's the point. If you gave it to Jacob 7-5, you know I can understand if depending on how you had a couple rounds. If you had it a draw, okay, cool. He said Blockfest 2019 in-game ego dominance. Hey, bro, stop. He said the hate is real. But the great thing about it is they're not answering the question. Edwin says you need to save the string. I know, this is legendary shit. How can you say all these insults and disses, but you refuse to tell me what rounds you gave Canelo? I'm telling you, this is how boxing fans work. Now you guys see the psyche. They rather say you're crazy, you only like black fighters, you're racist, you're biased, Canelo dominated, Canelo won easy, Canelo, that guy said Canelo shut the monkey up or whatever he said. They say all this stuff in the comment section, but won't tell you what rounds he won. Like I said, I'm not even mad if you had Canelo. He looked sharp. He started off sharp, you know, in round 2, 4, like I said, those rounds, 5, he was looking sharp. Head movement. He was walking down the bigger person, but he got tired. And then Jacobs started to come alive, you know. Ego actually praised Canelo. They don't care. If you have any constructive criticism, it's a wrap. They're like, bro, I went through this in 2016. Same exact thing. In 2016, when Canelo chose to give up his belt and not fight Golovkin, fight Amir Khan and Liam Smith, I wasn't a big fan of those moves. They said I was a Canelo hater. But then after he redeemed himself, fought Golovkin, I picked Canelo. They say, oh, you sucking Canelo's dick because you think he gonna beat Golovkin. Then when I picked him to beat Canelo to beat Triple G in the rematch, they said, oh, you supporting a drug cheat. It's the same thing. You know, no matter if I say something, if I condemn Canelo or give constructive criticism, I'm a hater. If I say you're going to beat Triple G, I'm a hater. That's why I don't even try to impress these motherfuckers. That's why we have the all-time block list. Look, little kid games. Bias ego is mad. Sparring session for Canelo. How much money did you lose? You salty ass bitch. From Ride Low. No explanation. Won't tell me what rounds Canelo won. But I'm a salty ass bitch. Bro, I don't even bet. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, who did I lose money to? We just got another super chat. It's been like this all week. How did I lose money? I gained money. I earned money this whole week. What are these dudes talking about? Beta males, I'm telling you. Bro, I literally, by not going to Vegas, not having to buy a hotel, not buying a, you know, buying the airfare, eating out, I got money. I earned money. What are you talking about? How much money did you lose? Look, Icy just sent to Super Chat. Shout out to Sir Icy the One, $2 Super Chat. You on that rowdy rough boy shit tonight. Go chat, bro. We killing these dudes. In the words of Eminem, I love pissing you off. It gets me off. Like my lawyer when the fucking judge lets me off. They in their feelings for real. We just want a simple answer. Like I said, I'm not even mad at... Bro, listen. How many times do I have to say the same thing? If you had Canelo winning, cool. I'm not mad at that. 7-5. I can see that. If you had a draw, I can see that. But they won't. That's not good. They just want you to say, oh, Canelo, he killed him. He murdered him. That's the only thing that's acceptable because they treat this shit like it's gangbanging. All the man fans. I'm not doing that. Canelo started off very sharp. I was very impressed. Midway through, he kind of lost the juice. He was just like, he flattened out. Jacobs came on. Hard to give Jacobs much more rounds than 4. Round 8, 9, 10, 11 was close. And like I said, round 1, 3. What did Canelo do in round 1? What did Canelo do in round 1? I'll watch it again. So he won the round by slipping well. Oh man, that's what I'm saying, and that's what these casuals are running off. Brian Kenny's and commentary and stuff. Round 1 wasn't no crazy round for Canelo. It typically isn't. It's like usually a filler round. Bro, boxing fans are so emotional. 7-5, still, if you had Canelo winning 7-5, that's a difference of 1 round, and then it would be a draw. If you score 1 round different, then 7-5 becomes 6-6 in a 12-round fight. and fans lose their fucking mind. It's so funny. These motherfuckers can't even add, bro. They can't even add. Block Oscar Morales. Look at the names, faces, and profile pictures of the people doing the most hating. They can't even add. If people are like, oh yeah, a draw is outrageous. What'd you score? I gave him this and that's 7 rounds. 7-5. The difference between 7-5 and a draw is 1 round. But when I say that, it's like they can't fathom that because that's what I'm saying. They don't know boxing. It's the same goes for the Wilder fight. People watch boxing based on how they feel. True, Wilder was getting outboxed by Tyson Fury. He was. But when you can level up and get 10-8 rounds, guess what? That puts you back into contention. Especially if you get 2 knockdowns late when it actually is imperative. This shit is funny, bro. Moving on. Canelo versus Charlo or Andrade. Those are difficult fights. Ego, what you think Jacobs could have done better in the early rounds? Jab consistently. Canelo was using excellent body movement. Go to the body. Excellent upper body movement. He should have just been trying to feed it. Canelo's tricky. He's crafty. So in them early rounds when he was fresh, he was making Danny Jacobs think twice. You know, he was moving and coming in, and he was getting off first. He shouldn't have let Jacob shouldn't have let Canelo get to the punch first at all. And he shouldn't have let Canelo. One thing, you know, about Canelo's arsenal and fight game that's awesome is his composure. Like, this dude is fighting bigger guys that didn't do a weigh-in, same day weigh-in that he wanted or whatever. And he fighting them like it ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Early on, he was fighting it like he's done that several times. Like, Angulo was supposed to be not necessarily a much bigger person, but he's supposed to be the bigger puncher at the time. Canelo came out like he wasn't shit and started bombing on him in the first round. So I respect Canelo's arsenal because that takes something. Because Triple G, he was getting his ass whooped in the first 3 rounds of the Canelo fights against a smaller person. So how is it that Canelo's smaller than Triple G, and those are the rounds Canelo easily won, and he's supposed to be the massive puncher and shit? Canelo's got skill. But Andrade and Charlo are different fights for Canelo. They really are. And, you know, some people are going to say, oh, you're just saying this because you're hating, bro. Canelo himself said he wants to unify the division. So if he can't get Andrade, let's say because Andrade's fighting Selesky, then it's mandatory. Charlo, that would be a crazy fight. Much respect to Ego. The first comment was me saying Jacobs won 7-5 word. Bro, they want you to erase this from history. They want you to say, like, bro, shout out to Edwin. He said, great stream. Listen to the terminology in which these man fans are using. They keep saying Canelo dominated, bro. Errol Spence dominated Mikey Garcia. Somebody named 3 rounds Mikey Garcia clearly won. I'll wait. Shout out to Resith, $5 super chat. Keep up the great content, bruh. Much respect from Camden, New Jersey, 08103. Appreciate you guys. Every time they hate, the money comes in. So we not worried about that. Bro, this shit motivates me to another, like, y'all turning me into a fucking beast. They can hate and say, oh, you biased Ego, but they refuse to answer these questions. And see, this is the thing. All the other channels that come and say, oh, Canelo, he whooped his ass and beat his candy ass and dominated, you don't ever see him getting super chat. Nobody co-sign what they saying like that. Not financially. When people co-sign financially, that's something special. They took the time out their day to super chat. Once again, Canelo, he looked sharp, but then he faded. Name 3 rounds that Mikey Garcia beat versus Errol Spence. That's a domination. Name 2 or 3 rounds Amir Khan won versus Crawford. That's a domination. You know, at least, you know, obviously we didn't get a full fight out of that, but we got 6 rounds out of the Amir Khan Crawford. Khan was getting fucked up. Even the round he was winning, round 1, guess what? He got dropped in it. Automatically becomes a 10-8 round. There was no knockdowns here. So what did Canelo, name the domination? Do you get what I'm saying? Mikey didn't win but maybe 1 round. Exactly. Nobody can. I gave Errol a shutout. But even if you gave Mikey 1 round, you would struggle and you would really be reaching to find 2 or 3 other rounds. This fight with Jacobs was not like that. But look into the vernacular in which they say. They keep saying Canelo dominated. I'm telling you, dominations. Give Canelo 4 rounds in the Mayweather fight. Name 4 rounds that you would have gave Canelo in the Mayweather fight. We're talking dominations. This is what they're saying. They keep saying Canelo dominated. Canelo didn't dominate Jacobs like that. You guys can say whatever the fuck you want. It wasn't a domination. Both of them were missing. Both didn't put on like their craziest, most exciting, I'm landing everything flush, knocking you down, knockout. Jacobs never really looked hurt. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, he got hit flush, but he was never like, oh, like, you know, spilling around and shit. So what these dudes, that's what I'm saying. It's emotion. You guys have to come to grips with this. It's emotion. Unless you're going to tell me Mayweather dominated Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders dominated David Lemieux. David Lemieux looked like shit in that fight. Shit. like shit, poo-poo, choro. He looked horrible. That's not what happened here. It wasn't even that type of fight. It actually didn't even live up to my expectations of what I thought the fight was going to be. They're talking about this is going to, both of them were saying, oh, I want this fight to be remembered for 5 years. It wasn't even that type of fight. It wasn't that type of fight that you're going to remember for the next 5 years. They were both a bit cautious, doing some stuff, missing each other. It was just strategic. David Lemieux looked horrible versus Billy Joe Saunders. That's a domination. These dudes keep saying Canelo dominated, but I'm telling you, actual dominations, Mayweather Gotti, Mayweather Canelo, Billy Joe, David Lemieux, Errol Spence versus Mikey. And Canelo's performance looked nothing like any of those fights. None of them. I'm telling you, dominations. Wilder dominated Stavern in the rematch, or even in the first fight. I didn't give Stavern any rounds. This fight was not like that. They want it to be like that because they're trying to say Canelo's the next Mayweather. He's not. He has to sort out that stamina issue. I know it hurts. Canelo's a star. He has all this money. And they're trying to ride this because DAZN has a lot of money tied up into Canelo. And I told you that was a risky bet. So moving forward, Charlo fight and Andrade are different. Those are difficult fights for him. Because the Jacobs was a difficult fight, whether you believe it or not. He said this fight finna be forgotten tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even that type of fight. Like, it wasn't even like super memorable. Even the Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, it was memorable performance by Errol Spence. It just showed us how good he was because he dominated. So I can at least respect that and put it in the class where I'm just like, damn, Errol Spence didn't give him no breathing room. Mikey, as good as he's been in with the 1-2 and as good as he's been in previous fights, Errol gave him no breathing room. So it wasn't super competitive. So for that reason, it wasn't like a, all-time classic because one person got washed. But it's classic, all-time classic performance for Errol Spence because he did what he wanted. This fight wasn't like that. This was a tactical fight. They both could have did some stuff different. Jacobs, he should have stopped letting a smaller person try to walk him down. Canelo, he has to sort out his stamina. This fight was not boring. Bro, I said it's not like it's just not something. So this was the most exciting fight you've seen. You see, these dudes want to play semantics. So was this fight better than Canelo versus Triple G? Triple G versus Jacobs? No, it wasn't. Both of those fights had more high tension and drama, but that's because styles make fights. I didn't think this, but Canelo, Jacobs, their styles, because they're both really good and they're both defensive and no one wants to make a mistake. That's why it kind of like that. Triple G ain't got no defense, but he got a chin and he's aggressive. So that's why Canelo and Triple G have more tension and shit, because Triple G just keeps coming forward and he like on some cyborg shit and he's strong and he's not really mindful of his defense the same way as Jacob. Jacobs was like, okay, take a walk. He was making sure he didn't get caught with nothing. Same thing with Canelo. He's very sharp defensively. So I didn't think that would create. I thought it would still be a in your face action. Styles make fights. Jacobs versus Triple G, the same exact way. Triple G don't have much defense, so the Jacobs Triple G was more like, combustible. This wasn't combustible. I didn't say boring. I'm a fight fan. I didn't say it was boring, but I'm just saying it wasn't as I expected more, period. Or take it how you want. Yeah, if Triple G had a crazy defense, he would be hard to beat. But the same thing, if Amir Khan had a chin, he would be really hard to beat. But he just get touched and start doing the Carlton and shit. That's what we talking about. So I hope Canelo stays true to what he said. He said he wants to unify. Andre's a good fight for him. If he can't get Andre, Charlo's a good fight for him. Do you guys want to see a Jacobs rematch, or y'all just want him to move on? I mean, Jacobs don't have a belt now, so. Like, honestly, you guys can say whatever you. He said, move on. He said, fuck that. That's see, and that's it. If it was a. He said, no rematch, please. See, that's what I'm saying. Look at the fans. If a fight, like, that's like nobody want to see Errol Spence, Mikey Part 2. You know, just because the matchup, we seen it, it was what it was, blah, blah, blah. That's proving my point. Because if this was some crack, y'all be like, oh, run that back. Like me, I wouldn't mind Sean Porter, Keith Thurman again. I wouldn't mind Keith Thurman, Danny again. But I don't really, you know, if Canelo and Jacobs fight later, that's cool. But, you know, who wants to run it back? Honestly, to be honest, I don't think this was a success. Just my opinion. I don't think this was really a success for DAZN either. They had a lot of technical difficulties with the weigh-in and the fight. There's been other fights, not even on pay-per-view, and that were trending and, you know, getting a lot of hype. Everyone's talking about, you know, like just little things like Tyson Fury waking up like crazy. Canelo just fought. I don't even think he look, normally on this is my Twitter. That's the top of the news. They're not even saying nothing about the Canelo fight. They talking about Donald Cowboy Cerrone. This is Twitter news. Oh, actually, they do have it. I just see it right there. It said Mexican jerseys are popular. But I don't think it was trending the same. Like, I don't know. Let me see. Big stage. The card wasn't that great. Yeah, look, it only has 2,000 tweets in the last couple hours. I feel Danny should have laid it all out there in the ring. He played it too safe. Not good for newcomers or gaining a bigger following to box. I agree. See, and I agree with you too, because the reality of the boxing is Canelo's the A side. That's like one of Golden Boy's last little links. Saddam Ali just got knocked out. Not Billy. David Lemieux can't make weight. You know, Virgil Ortiz looks nice and Ryan Garcia is cool and looks nice, but they haven't. They're not in the point where they're fighting the big blockbuster sellout crowds yet. You know. So Golden Boy, a lot of their star power is not there. You know, David Lemieux lost badly to Billy Joe Saunders, hasn't been able to make his last two fights. You look at Lamont Roach, he arguably didn't win his fight on the undercard. Joseph Jojo Diaz is nice, but he lost to Gary Russell. You get what I'm saying? So they don't really have. Yeah, Saddam Ali lost by TKO. Yep. Shout out to Anthony Young. Shout out to Philly. So Golden Boy, their whole hope is Canelo, and that's how it's been for a minute, you know, because the other guys, the newcomers, they have to build them up. Like nobody's making noise on Golden Boy like Canelo, so he has to win. Yeah, he has to win. And the thing is, I don't know. I just don't feel like it was the type of win where it started off where it could have been exciting. Like, put it this way. Here's a question for you. Errol Spence win over Mikey or Canelo's win tonight over Danny Jacobs. What do you think put the world on notice of the person? And I know it's hard to say because Jacobs is a champion versus Mikey Garcia was someone moving up. But he fought at 140 and he was a champion in every other division he fought. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the magnitude of the event, how it's promoted, and the fact of how Spence won in such a dominant fashion, it's just like, okay, I gotta put it this way. And this is crazy. This is crazy to say. I think Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence are more on a fast track to be pay-per-view stars for a foreseeable future than Canelo. Canelo, now don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Canelo is still a star for sure, but who is he going to fight? Because he just was in a tough fight. Whether you think so or not, it was tough, right? So unless he's fighting Triple G, Andrade, or Charlo, those are kind of the options for him. If he goes back to fighting, Rocky Fielding caliber guy, Liam, I don't really know what that does. Like I don't feel, that's what I'm saying. I know he picked up the belt, but I just don't feel like it. Like when Mayweather knocked out Ricky Hatton, it's just like, oh shit. When he schooled Juan Manuel Marquez, it was like, fuck, this dude, what can stop him? When he got hurt versus Shane Mosley and then he weathered it and won every other round. Like, I feel like those performances were like made Floyd like the Michael Jordan, the LeBron, the Kobe of the sport. With Canelo, I think he fell a little bit short. Like he started off showing, oh shit, this is the elite of the elite. But then some of it kind of fizzled out in the mid rounds. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he struggles with separation. Like, when has he fought someone like Diego Corrales, who was supposed to beat him, and he's like, nah, motherfucker, and dropped him 4 times and dominated him? Something like that. Or like Errol Spence, where some people said Mikey could beat him. Or Terrence Crawford, where someone said stylistically Amir Khan might beat your ass. We know he don't have a chin, but he's hard to outbox. He doesn't lose to boxers. And then Crawford just schools him up. It wasn't like that type of performance to me. I don't know if that makes sense. Charlo gets hit too much. Charlo's stronger too. But see, y'all got to study this game, bro. Charlo is more aggressive than Jacobs. I really feel that. He's more aggressive by nature. He's a lion, like, lions only and all that. He's more aggressive. So he might just come for Canelo and go on his shield more. That's part of what see, to me, Charlo might be a more difficult fight than Jacobs after seeing the Jacobs fight, because Jacobs played the first half a bit too tentative. Like when the round 1, I said I gave it to Jacobs, but there wasn't too much going on either side, so you have to shade the round to somebody. And I like what Jacob was doing. He was touching them, he was jabbing, he was trying to get off with some power shots, etc. Right? But Charlo is a different animal. Like, Charlo has a great jab, and he's more aggressive, and he has clear power. Andre's a tough fight too. I don't know. Bottom line is, stylistically, both of those fights are probably tougher for Canelo, because Jacobs, he boxed. Charlo got a mean streak, and Jacobs has a mean streak too. But we've seen this where, he could have put his foot on the gas to stamp the Derevyanchenko fight maybe a little bit more, or the Selesky fight maybe a little bit more. So I think those are both dangerous options for Canelo. Charlo versus Canelo would be a war. Hell yeah. Especially in a place like Texas. That should be crazy. Block E-Gay's World. Block him. LJ roasted. Oh my gosh, I love LJ. She real. Hi, LJ. I don't know. Those are both good fights though. So truth be told, I'd rather see Andrade or Charlo versus Triple G or Canelo, or split them. Charlo and Triple G and Andre versus Canelo. That would be the ideal scenario to me. I don't know nothing about no Steve Rose or whatever, all this other shit. Charlo's mean. Charlo's mean. He not gonna wait like that. He gonna fight fire with fire. That's a totally different fight, bro. And he got a crazy jab, him and his brother. Yeah, man, DAZN, they're gonna try to push the Triple G fight. I really don't want to see that. Bro, styles make fights. Like, I don't know why I didn't foresee this coming, but Jacobs and Canelo, I thought they would mesh a little bit, a little bit better. But the problem is they're both up there in terms of something to lose, and both really wanted to win. Jacob's son's in there, and they both have some defense and box. So that's what it became. It became a high-speed chess match. This didn't look like Canelo versus Kirkland, Canelo versus Angulo, or Liam Smith, or Triple G even. It's because these dudes, those guys don't have defenses. They're not really renowned for a defense. So Canelo was able to get off and easier. See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, in them early rounds that everyone, especially DAZN, was giving Canelo was having to work, whether you've seen it or not. Jacobs was walking laps, walking laps around the ring, and then Canelo was having to come towards him. Jacobs was not just there for Canelo to just get off. See, Angulo, it just comes straight forward. Triple G just comes straight forward, so Canelo can counter. That's what he does. But Canelo had to play the aggressor, and he did good, But in some of them early first 3 rounds, especially, he had to try to get into a rhythm and use some head movement and different things like that, because Jacobs was mindful of his defense. And see, this is the thing. People were giving Canelo a lot of praise, and a lot of the stuff, they're giving him for the effort. He was throwing some crazy shit, but it was being partially blocked, or wasn't landing flush, shit like that. But the same could be said for Jacobs. Jacobs was pawing with this lazy jab, and Canelo was moving his head, and he moving target. That's what made this fight not so, aesthetically pleasing, as opposed to Canelo fighting other people. It's just a styles make fights thing. You know what I'm saying? If you put Danny Garcia in there with someone who's going to come forward or get reckless like Amir Khan, or get reckless like, Lucas Matisse, and keep coming forward, then they're going to get their head pounded in. But if you put him in there with Mauricio Herrera, Lamont Peterson, that's going to give him different look. It's going to give him more issues. Same goes with Canelo. Anytime Canelo fights someone with some foot speed, the fight's always different. He don't look like Rocky Fielding Canelo. I will say Canelo looks sharp. This is probably the best that he's looked, considering all circumstance. This is the best that he's cut off the ring. The head movement was on point. But Canelo's kryptonite is he cannot sustain this. Like Tevin Farmer, you don't really, even if he gets tired, you don't just see him wilt so bad where it's just he looked crazy in the second half of the fight. But we see that with Canelo, where he takes a big dip in the middle rounds and he has to get a second win. Joshua does it too. Y'all gotta just know, you gotta know boxing. Joshua does the same thing. And maybe these dudes are too big or something. I don't know. But Joshua, he'll be, if he can just Charles Martin your shit and knock you out. That's why the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight is a good fight to me. Because Andy Ruiz looks like he got a beard. He's a different opponent that Joshua wasn't studying for initially. If Andy Ruiz cannot take too much punishment early and lure, and still, you can't not see this. It's tricky. Joshua's a good fighter. You can't not do shit for Joshua or to Joshua for 6 rounds and then just come alive and necessarily hope to get it done. So he has to take at least small stands where he's somewhat in the fight, even if he's losing the rounds. But if he can be there around 5, 6, 7, Joshua gets kind of tired in some of them rounds, especially if frustration sets in and he hasn't been able to hurt Andy Ruiz. I'm telling you, But if he go out there and just destroy Ruiz, then we already know what's gonna happen. So Andy Ruiz got to play it safe or have a hell of a chin if he don't have no defense. I'll watch Canelo Jacobs again, but you know, a lot of people they jump off the deep end because it's Canelo. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about you gotta do more to beat him. I'm scoring the fight. Period. Ruiz got fast hands. Actually, I give Canelo props too. Well, I mean, I already knew this about Canelo, but Canelo's hands be quick as fuck, bro. Listen, if Canelo had fast feet, he'd be almost untouchable. But his feet are slow. You know, but his upper body movement is swift. Like he did a lot with just, coming forward, a tight guard, head movement, upper body. He did a lot. He did a lot there. Because he was looking good. Jacobs shouldn't have fought like that in them rounds. Because, see, the thing is, the bottom line, the horrific truth is this. You might as well just go out on your shield, whether you get knocked out or whatever, because you're not beating Canelo on the scorecard in a chess match where it's super close. They're not going to give, bro. In my honest opinion, Canelo Jacobs, it's almost shocking that every single judge had it for Canelo. Everyone. Like, he don't even get majority decisions in some of these fights. Like, damn, you didn't get a majority decision, split decision. It's just everyone seen it your way, huh? In a close fight, every time. That's almost unbelievable, because he be in some close fights sometimes, like Edeslandi Lara, and he always get a unanimous decision. But when Mayweather fought Canelo, it was a majority decision win for Mayweather, and he whooped Canelo ass. It's funny how that works. So Jacobs, I blame him. He had to step on the gas, bro. It's the only way. We all talked about it. He talked about it. I talked about it. He had to step on the gas because you're just not going to win like that against Canelo. It's just what it is. And then the other thing is Canelo has a style it looks, he's like putting a lot of oomph. It's like, he's putting some torque in it. It's just a flashy look. Like when Canelo's on and throwing combinations, he's one of the best at it. His body work, ripping the uppercut, leaping hooks and shit. Like, it just looks good. So you're not going to beat Canelo like that. So I have no idea why he was so letting Canelo get off first in some of them rounds. So you can blame Jacobs for that too. Real talk. He said Juan Manuel Marquez said the same thing as you, Ego. What did he say? See, that's what I'm saying. Bro, every single time they come for me, like I'm saying crazy shit, and then you see Errol Spence, Crawford, or Marquez, or whoever, and they be saying the same shit as me. And then, how come Marquez ain't saying Canelo dominated, easy work, and you guys are hating Viva Mexico? That's what the dude just put in the comment section. You guys are some fucking haters. Viva Mexico. Canelo dominated. You mad. Why didn't Marquez say that? He from Mexico. Why didn't he say that? I don't see how they had a unanimous decision, to be honest. I told you. I really don't. It didn't seem like that. Like, it was like all judges just, it was easily for Canelo. Saw your video on Ego Weight Watchers. That dude looks swole up. Yeah, Wilder look diesel right now. Wilder, hey, I'm worried about Wilder. I mean, Dominic Brazil. This man look like he trying to take him out. The Ego Weight Watchers got me hyped up. Bro, he looks swole right now. And I've been around Wilder several times. He's tall. Yeah, athletic. He's like a viper. You know what I'm saying? He can get to you quick. And he got long arms. He's dangerous, bro. And you know what's funny? I told y'all about this Canelo stuff. Canelo, his power is overstated. I told you this. Don't get it twisted. Canelo can fuck you up. But his power is not, you don't have no Wilder power. Not at this division. He absolutely doesn't. And this is what I told y'all. Yeah, I probably got to go to that Wilder fight. You know, his power is overstated. That's not me hating. I'm seeing it when he's fighting. Like if someone had to put money in my bank account, $10,000, and they said, "Yo, who do you think will stop Triple G, Charlo or Canelo?" I would pick Canelo. I would pick Charlo to stop Triple G over Canelo. No one does what, ego? What does that even mean? Yet that's what I'm saying. That is Jacob's fault because he shouldn't have been a slow starter in a situation where you knew every round is pertinent. When Wilder comes to Brooklyn, the traffic be fucked up. I know. I've been out there. This shit. I'm telling you, be lit for Wilder fights. No, I'm not saying. But see, you misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about Wilder's the number one puncher in boxing. He just be having guys having seizures and shit. I'm not talking about Wilder power particularly. I'm just saying that Julian Jackson, like Triple G, David Lemieux. David Lemieux knocked Curtis Stevens out cold. Cold. Triple G didn't knock him out cold. Lemieux stretched it like, bow, oh, fuck. Canelo don't have that type of power. Bro, if Canelo had Lemieux's power and Canelo had his own skill, I would never pick anyone against Canelo. Because that's too much power with that much skill. You get what I'm saying? Canelo has good power, but it ain't like Super Saiyan like that. Like some guys. And that's the trade-off. Like Ruslan Provodnikov has that crazy power, but he don't have the crazy skill like Canelo. Like per capita, how Ruslan hurt guys, if Canelo had that type of power, 160 with his own skill set, who could beat him? Who could beat Canelo? Or if Canelo even had Triple G power, because Triple G, I think it hits harder than Canelo. But boxing is not just about power, so you guys have to understand. Like Lamont Peterson knocked out Kendall Holt. Lamont Peterson don't hit harder than Kendall Holt, but he still knocked him out. So there's different factors. It's not just about power, and that means you're gonna win the fight, because skills pay the bills too. You know, Floyd beat and knocked out. You know, Ricky Hatton might hit harder than Floyd, but he still got knocked out by Floyd. So it's not how that works. I ain't heard shit from Dominic Brazil. I hope he's training hard, because you got Wilder mad and looking buff. That's a crazy fight. The Vampire Straight. But the way, bro, I'm telling you, I think DAZN, they need a hit ASAP, because that was their biggest fight to me, and I don't know that it was a hit with the fans like that. You get what I'm saying? Like PBC, you see, people listen to what you want. I just want them to prove me wrong. See, because they say if I say anything, even if it's true, they'll say, "Oh, you work for PBC. Oh, you're a PBC group." It has nothing to do with that. I'm just an honest person, so I'm telling you what I see. But PBC, they just sent me an email. They got Jamal Charlo about to fight Brandon Adams, and someone's supposed to be on the card. They got his brother fighting within weeks of that, Jermell Charlo, Tony Harrison, with Rigondeaux on one of those cards, right? They're trying to do Sean Porter, Errol Spence. They're trying to do Keith Thurman, Pacquiao. They're trying to do Deontay Wilder, Dominic Brazil. You know, that's a lot of heat. Like bout. They're doing Julian J. Rock Williams versus Jarrett Hurd. Y'all sleeping. That fight's next week. Y'all sleeping. That's a good ass fight. Because you have to watch it as a boxing fan, because the winner of that fight probably has to see Jermell. Now, Julian J. Rock Williams, if he beats Hurd, he's a 2-belt champion. And he'll probably have to fight Jermell. He already lost. So that's already a backstory. Because he lost to Jamal, the brother. So he would have to fight Jermell. Or Hurd is the favorite. If he beats J. Rock, then and Jermell gets his belt back, then that's what we will watch. Jermell versus Hurd. So they got back-to-back. DAZN just had their biggest fight, and I feel like there was a lot of mishaps. It was ill-promoted. I don't know that the main event left a imprint like that. It was solid, but I think both guys, I don't know. It just wasn't. I don't feel like it got the same level of buzz as some of these other recent fights. For one reason or another. DAZN already put 9 minutes of highlights for Jacobs and Canelo. I don't think that was a smart move. Bro, I told you. They keep doing that. They put a 9-minute highlight of every round or every other round or whatever 30 minutes after the fight. So you wanted people to spend $20 a month and you're doing that and putting the undercard on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see how it works for them. But for it to be, I really feel like, okay, put it this way. Does anyone believe Joshua versus Andy Ruiz is bigger than Canelo versus Jacobs? Yeah, their production isn't good. And their commentary. Does anyone think Joshua's first fight in America is bigger than Canelo, who's been fighting in America, and Jacobs? Nope. Hell no. That's what I'm saying. Neither do I. I don't think it's a sub opponent for a guy that's never fought in America is going to be bigger. So you basically just had your biggest card and it was like, meh. Wasn't promoted the best. I hope they release the numbers so we can see. And like the other thing is DAZN, I don't know that they thought this through, bro. Because if you did, a lot of people might have, for this, because it's something new, did the month-to-month thing. So was that fight and what you got in the commentary and the promo, is that going to entice enough casuals and shit to say, yo, I got to keep this stuff? Or is it going to be a lot of once and done? Like, man, I got it for that fight. For the Canelo Jacobs, I'm canceling it. I really don't know. Because I don't feel like that's a fight. Like when Wilder Fury fought, I wanted to immediately watch it again. Like, I was like, man, because I was in LA for that fight, covered it. I was like, I want to watch that again when I get home. I almost don't really have a super desire to watch Canelo Jacobs from start to finish again. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I just looked through the highlights and shit on YouTube. But I don't really have a desire to watch it right now. I mean, I might watch it at some point. I think DAZN is putting up too much money for fighters to make sense with subscriptions. Doesn't add up. Yeah, bro. They said Canelo's getting $35 million for that. And they say Jacobs are getting $2.5 to $15 million. Bro, that's almost $50 million. That's $40 to $50 million for that. The crowd looked pretty good, but you got to make money from subscriptions too. That's why I never understood the whole pay-per-view is dead. And like I said, DAZN, if they dare say, after doing all this pay-per-view, see, this is my thing. I understand business because I own one. I don't, I would never, when I was doing videos and I just had a mic and I was at the house before I was getting credentials, I would never say, oh, look at these motherfuckers. They think they reporters. They covering fights and shit. That shit whack. Because who knows? Maybe one day I need to do that. And that's what happened. I started doing that. So imagine if I badmouth, if I said reporting boxing live is dead, getting credentials is dead, and then y'all see me going to cover fights. That's why I don't do that. I don't burn no type of bridges like that. But if DAZN, after doing all this promotion and putting all this push into this pay-per-view is dead narrative, if they say, hey, can't beat them, join them, we're gonna have raise our prices again, or we're gonna start doing Canelo fights or $50 or $45, then you're gonna look crazy. You're gonna look absolutely insane because you did all this extra to say pay-per-view is dead. So now, if you join because you're losing money, you look crazy. That's why I would never take such an ambitious, strong positioning like that, not knowing how it's gonna play out. That's not safe money to me. He said $20 per month price point is too much. ESPN is $5 a month, and you get 15 times the sports content, plus as much boxing for I already know. And they got better production value. Like the 30 for 30s be raw. 30 for 30s are really well put together. I still got to watch, Deion Sanders and Mike Tyson one. Twisted, you sound stupid, bro. Pay-per-view with $100 prices are dead, yes, but it can be a more reasonable price point. That's not dead, bro. You just saying what you want to be the case. If Floyd come back right now and fight Pacquiao, they could put it on for $100 and people would pay for it. It might not necessarily do as much as the first fight, but it's gonna do good. Trust me. It's $100. You guys act like mad broke, like, oh yeah, this is dead. I'm not paying, bro. I went to see the Avengers and that shit was like $30 for a movie for 2 tickets. $30. So people go off of what they think is gonna happen. That's not the. Virgil Ortiz is raw. I mean, I feel bad for Mauricio Herrera because he just came off a loss to Saddam Ali and they just let Virgil Ortiz, destroy him. But that's how boxing works. But he looked sharp. He looked good. Shout out to my dude Gabe Flores too on the Top Rank card. He looked good too. Not many popular fighters worthy of that price tag. Bro, stop it. Go to old media. Why do y'all come to my shit, bro? You know you're not wanted here because you're just saying crazy stuff. I don't care what you talk about. If Wilder fights Joshua and it's $100, I would pay for it. I don't know what your finances like. I don't know your income. But if Wilder fights Joshua on pay-per-view for $100, I would cop it. If Mayweather come back and fight Pacquiao, I would cop it. Now, I'm not saying that I want to pay $100 or I prefer it or whatever the fuck you guys are trying to talk about. But you can't say it's dead if there are fights that you would pay for at that. I'm not trying to see Wilder Brazil for $100. But if it's the right fight, yeah. If it's a tournament with Pacquiao and Thurman and Sean Porter and Spence, and then the winners face each other, and it's 89, I mean, people are going to pay it. Bro, but you're just bullshitting and spitballing it. He said, Ego, I'm talking about regular fans. That's who the market is targeting, not hardcore. Bro, I have a channel. Like, I talk to the people all day. What are you basing this off? You guys be like Bill Nye the Science Guy and have all these formulas and scientists, but you don't run boxing. You don't have no type of, like, bro, I talk boxing and people pay me to talk boxing. Where are you getting this from? Where's your data come from? You guys keep saying like pay-per-view is dead in any capacity, but based on what? Because the fact of the matter is, between Wilder Fury, Broner Pacquiao, and Spence versus Garcia, those fights did probably like 1 million something together. They all did about 300,000 or better. For first time, Wilder and Fury, they never been on pay-per-view. Spence and Garcia. So for a first time, that's not bad, especially considering Mikey Garcia wasn't even a welterweight. He was moving up 2 weight classes. People still pay for it. So you think Errol Spence can't become a pay-per-view star when his first outing he did as much as Mayweather Gotti? You sound crazy. Crawford just fought his second pay-per-view against Khan. They said it did under 150,000. You got to start somewhere. Mayweather versus Gotti was Mayweather's first pay-per-view, and it did about 350,000. And he later became Money May and did millions. So you got to start somewhere. That was a welterweight fighting a guy at 135, 140, and it did all them numbers. So imagine if it's a Pacquiao versus Thurman, especially if Pacquiao beats Thurman. I mean, Pacquiao versus Spence, especially if Pacquiao beats Thurman. Stop. Hey, block twisted nerve, bro. I'm done with these dudes. He said the Pacquiao Floyd number type events are gone. Floyd just fought a UFC fighter and did the same type great numbers. You sound crazy. Just block him. Get him out of my face, bro. Twisted Heat or whatever his name is. Block him. Twisted Nerve. He said Pacquiao Floyd numbers are gone. That's the highest fight ever. So I didn't say anyone's going to be able to match that easily. But Pacquiao and McGregor was very successful, and it got hated on by Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, B-Hop, and Triple G and Canelo and a bunch of people who said it was a circus, and it still did good. So what are you talking about? The numbers are dead. These dudes just be saying whatever. I'm telling you. It's like, you know how the people say hopeful thinking, wishful thinking? It's hateful thinking. These motherfuckers is haters, so what they hate, they want it to become a reality. More so than it is a reality. Errol Spence will be fine, especially if they put the Porter fight on regular Fox or whatever. He bubbles from that, and then he fights the winner of Thurman versus Pacquiao. He's well on his way to becoming a pay-per-view star. Period. Cinema Savage, that's a good idea. You're right. I just paid R500 for Crawford versus Khan in South Africa. That wasn't even... What is R500? That shit sound crazy. That shit sound like a automobile engine or something. What's R500? I don't even know how much that is, bro. You got to convert that to USD. That man said he paid. That sounds like something in Gerald Miller's system. Yeah, we found traces of HGH, GW 1516. Yeah, we got R500. What's R500? Man, it's getting late. I got to go to bed, bro. Because I don't know about no R500. Crawford don't have that many options like Spence. Sad but true. He's a terrific fighter, but who he's aligned with, who's he gonna fight? Mean Machine, fucking green, lean mean machine, yogurt machine. Like, this doesn't have the names over there. Benavidez 2, the return of Jeff Horn. He doesn't have that unless he works with other promoters. Anyway, I'm out. Thank you guys for tuning in.